comparisons are all too common now. McGrath and Reed. Certainly by style, if not yet the substance of their work. But this season, Yamaha's Chad Reed is looking to take a giant step towards closing the championship gap on his hero. The Thunder from Down Under has won the last 2 races and is looking for an unprecedented sweep at Anaheim. 250 Supercross is next on ESPN2. We are back in Anaheim, California, in the heart of Orange County at Edison International Field for our 3rd and final appearance. This is the THQ World Supercross GP and the THQ AMA Supercross Series. And hello once again, everybody. I'm Todd Harris. Glad to have my colleague back from the Winter X Games, of course, Cameron Steele. And Cameron, the question I pose to you, can anyone track down Chad Reed?
Well, the problem is Chad Reed is so phenomenal. Supercross is his game. He gets the bike on the ground faster than anybody. That means the wheels are touching. He is on the gas, and he is going.
Let's talk about those who have a possibility, a chance of catching Chad tonight.
Well, definitely Kevin Windham is in the game. We've seen him lead race. We saw him win a race. Last week, he was phenomenal. His mechanic, Jonathan, says it's a mental game. He needs to get in the battle the way he wants to get in it, not Chad's way. Let's also not forget David Vuillemin. The guy has speed and skill. If he can put together 20 solid laps, he is dangerous. Mike LaRocco also playing the game at the end of the races sometimes. He's basically the fastest guy on the course. The problem is he gets horrible starts, and he also isn't in the game right away. Mike LaRocco said today, he goes, if I can get going in the first 5 laps, I will be much better.
Should be a great run, and it all culminates in Las Vegas, the official destination of Supercross. As we take a look at the standings, first off, in the THQ AMA standings, it is Chad Reed out in front, and there you see the rest of the characters trying to track in the Australian phenom. As we flip over to the THQ World Supercross GP, this one is going to be very interesting all the way to Vegas. Right now, it's Grant Langston. That could change. Huffman looks good, and Tyler Evans has had flashes of brilliance. Right now, before we go racing, it's time for the MX Unleashed track experience.
Going on board with Joe Aloff, Team Subway Honda rider. You can see him taking the left option. One thing you watch for, they'll want to go to the outside if they're going to triple this next rhythm section. Triple in, triple again. If you can get them all, you keep it clean. It's a good way to get through there. Then another section where there's a single double. You can go the other way, double single. This section, a little trick, you can see the hard line grooves where it's really packed and really tight. It's slippery. It's hard for guys to pick tires we talked about before. Getting through here in the whoops. They're tough, they're deep. You don't want to drop the wheel. A flat corner going into the triple. Full triples followed by whoop sections. Again, these kind of ascend at the beginning and then they go down. You don't want to drop wheel. You see Joe's wheel coming up. This is a step on, step off, or you can roll it and double out. Here, step on, step off for Joe, and then comes the finish line, and that's going to do it for your lap.
250 heat number 1 from Anaheim getting staged up on the line. Well, they call that mess in the middle, the Anaheim option. Cameron Steele, what is your pleasure if you're out there riding?
Well, I definitely go on the left side so I can get to my brake as late as possible, unweighting the bike so I can have my leg out.
All right, let's send it down to Jamie Little.
Well, David Vuillemin's opting to line up on the right-hand side, and you guys, what better way to get the pre-race jitters out than to loop your bike out in opening ceremonies? That's right, David Vuillemin doing a wheelie, standing on the seat, looped it out. Hey, it's all in good fun. He got up, shook a bell, fans all applauded. It was a great way to start off. Let's see how he does in the heat race.
So David Vuillemin getting an early start tonight. That was something else.
Well, at least you can say one thing he got is crashing out of the way.
There you go. Let's hope that's the case. As we take a look at our starting grid, there is Vuillemin. LaRocco's in there. Damon Huffman, Nick Way, who's looked very good on board his Suzuki. Craig Anderson, number 30, is in there, and Daniel Blair. Here's what we've got on tap for you tonight. 2 heats, 2 semis, an LCQ, and then 20 riders in the main event as the 30 board goes sideways. Keep your eye on the Anaheim option. Cameron likes the left. We'll see what the rest of the riders do.
Well, the one thing also about being on the left is you're on the inside of the first corner where both riders come together. It looks like the whole shot coming from that inside. It's Eric Vallejo on the 74 bike.
So right behind him, it's a trio of Yamahas. Mike Brown, number 3, goes into second. Then it's David Vuillemin and Ezra Luss behind him. Vuillemin tucks in tight in that corner, trying to pick up another spot. Can't get past Brown. So Vallejo brings him down.
Whole lot of blue down there, led by Star Racing, Bobby J's, Yamaha, Eric Vallejo, but not for long. Brown going to the inside. It's slippery up that face. You can see Brown getting a little bit slideways, as I like to say, going up the face, committing to the triple and committing to the pass, but a little bit of problem with the step on, step off.
Brownie taking that inside line. We haven't seen a lot of guys do that. Cameron pointed out it's very slippy, so he must be putting on the good tires tonight. So it is Mike Brown, number 3 out of Tennessee, who leads him into the green flag lap. Behind him, Eric Vallejo, number 74, and then it's DV, David Vuillemin, sitting in 3rd place. Ezra Lust and Evans round out your top 5. This is 1-250, heat number 1.
Everybody going to the right except Vallejo in that lead package. Lust making a move up there, trying to get to the front of the pack as quick as possible.
Mike LaRocco, excuse my expression there, but Mike LaRocco just got tagged with another rider as they came together on the Anaheim option. Luckily for the Rock, he's back up and riding again, but he came together hard. Cameron, we talked about it in the open. LaRocco's got to get those starts nailed down.
And you can see him and Damon Huffman choosing different lines there, and David Vuillemin skimming the whoops. This guy has so much talent and skill. If he puts together 20 great laps in the main and has a start, he's going to be very dangerous. Right now, making a chase for the lead here on Mike Brown on the Boost Mobile Yamaha.
David Vuillemin, number 12, originally out of France. Vuillemin now living in Murrieta, California, training with David Bailey. So he's got good coaching. As Cameron pointed out, he's got great skills. Can he put it all together for 20 laps? We'll see if he makes it to the main event. But Mike Brown continues to lead. And Brownie, every week we've talked about him, he has improved. He has come up from the 125 class. It's just taking him a little time to get used to that 250. It looks like tonight he's kind of figured it out.
Vuillemin to the inside, signaling, trying to make something happen. Different option, bump on the inside there, the triple, and watch David's entry into the whoops, carrying more speed than Brownie. Oh, they almost could have came together, sliding up the face of the triple. Again, the speed into the whoops, more of the same there than Brown, but that first section definitely carried more speed. Let's watch and see if it takes him till then, but he's definitely knocking on the door.
Ezra Lusk is the 3rd blue jersey coming into play. Yamaha looking very good, going 1, 2, and 3 right now. Mike Brown is your leader. David Vuillemin 2nd. Ezra Lusk sits in 3rd, and then Vallejo, who got the whole shot, sits in 4th. Nick Way on the Suzuki has moved up to 5th.
And Vuillemin, although starting on the right, he's gone to the left the last 2 laps, and that again gives him the inside line. See the guys tripling. Oh, and then he's not able to triple that section, and Mike Brown gets a little bit of breathing room, and here comes Lusk.
So Ezra Lusk now joins the fray. It looks like he takes the better line to the inside. Lusk will have him as they make the turn, and it is Lusk moving into 2nd. Vuillemin now sits in 3rd, and Mike Brown continues to lead and starts to get a lead. Nick Way now moving up in 4th place. We'll be back to Anaheim for more 250 racing in just a moment.
Rated E for everyone.
Scooters. Welcome back to Anaheim, California. This is Edison International Field, and you're watching 250 heat number 1. We're going 8 laps, top 4 to the main, 5 through 20 to semi number 1. And your leader right now, Mike Brown, as they go through the Anaheim option number 3. Number 11 is Ezra Lusk, also on board of Yamaha. And then number 12, David Vuillemin, your top 3. But number 27, Nick Way, on board the Suzuki, has looked very fast, Cam. And you look at his times, he is running right there with the rest of the boys.
He is, and right now he's in qualifying position. It looks like a bike down. You can see in your picture there, but the story right now is Ezra Lusk flying through the whoops. I talked to him earlier today. He said his bike is so good. He likes the track, but a lot of guys are saying it's one line. There's not a lot of technical areas where someone's going to do something different than the other than that rhythm section we've seen the guys tripling through. So you really got to work for your passes. A lot of tight corners where we're going to see passing inside and out.
Well, the fans are being treated to a great race right now. The Yamahas are doing battle like they're running separate factory colors. Vuillemin again opts to that left-hand side. Brown goes to the right, as does Ezra Lusk, and they'll come together one more time. David Vuillemin will not get a better run on him. Ezra Lusk is right behind Mike Brown, then David Vuillemin in 3rd, and here comes Nick Way in 4th.
The 4 riders have really separated themselves from the rest of the pack, and watch on those lines. Watch the bike slide around a little bit. when they get in the groove or where the racing line is. And here we go. Do we have a pass for the lead? Lust actually having to make adjustments in the whoops. He started to glide to the outside a little bit, decided to go to the inside, and almost ran into the back of Mike Brown.
What did they give Ezra Lust for breakfast? Give him another bowl of those Wheaties because he is absolutely tearing up the track. Look at this. Going right into the corner with Mike Brown, not to be denied. Ezra Lust goes to the lead.
And the crowd here is going nuts. What a race. Three guys so tight. And Mike Brown not just giving up either. This guy is a champion. He has the skills. The 125 is what they say he's a specialist at, but right now looking great on the 250.
Brownie follows Lust, and it might cost him. David Vuillemin gets a great run on the inside. He's done it twice before. Here's the corner where he can make it pass as Lust continues to spread out just a little bit. And here comes Nick Way. He's going to try to make a move.
Oh, and there we go. Not having the traction. Yep. Nick Way having to pull up and double, but does a great job of getting back into the whoops. We'll see if he can carry more speed than Brownie, but here comes Way to the inside on those whoops. That second set of whoops, the guys have a tendency to drop a little bit more than the first ones, and I think that's partially because the beginning of that whoop section ascends. The first three get taller as they go in.
You are watching the battle for third here, 250 heat number 1. That is Mike Brown, number 3 on board the Yamaha. Number 27 on board the Suzuki is Nick Way, and Nick Way has looked very good, joining this pack of 3 Yamahas out in front, just trying to find a way around Mike Brown. But give Brownie credit, he has done a fabulous job, and right there opens the door just a little bit.
That's one way around. Get in front of him, take the line. Brilliant pass by Nick Way.
So number 27 is Nick Way on board the Suzuki. He now sits in third place out of DeWitt, Michigan on the Suzuki RM250. And I think Roger DeCoster's happy to have him in the fray.
He definitely is. Over the last few years, a lot of injuries to the Suzuki team, and Nick Way is one of those riders, as we're here on the final lap, who is always there at the end of the season.
Number 11, Ezra Lust, by virtue of that 6th lap, just put on a show. He gets the victory whip. What a phenomenal run for Ezra. This is what I think the folks at Yamaha have been waiting for.
Well, you see that big whip there. When Ezra is loose, Ezra is dangerous.
250 heat number 1 official results look like this. It is Ezra Lust with the victory, followed by David Vuillemin, Nick Way, and Mike Brown, all moving on to the main event. For the rest of these guys, they're going to have to go to a semi, including Mike LaRocco, who finishes in 10th. Right now, let's send it down to Jamie.
Ezra, the last 2 weeks, you've been dead last in the 250 main. What in the world did you do different this week?
We didn't do anything, you know. We've been working in Bridgestone and the Yamaha suspension, just getting it working a little bit better for me. But, you know, better winning in a DNF really is not, you know, what we want. But I got to thank Mach 1 and Yamaha and Bridgestone and No Fear Gear. We just been working hard, you know. We had a really long off season. I'm having a lot of fun on the team, and I hope I can do something this year, win some races, and just have fun.
You getting angry or what? Because you rode like the Ezra of old tonight.
Well, you know, I was a little bottled up out there just then. You know, the track is really slick. You got to be aggressive, but you got to be real cautious, you know. And I tried to ride smart. You know, I could see Davis struggling a little bit on the slick stuff, and luckily our Bridgestones was hooking up, though, and put us up there.
So with 250 heat number 1 complete, we move on to 250 heat number 2. The name you need to know, number 22, Chad Reed. He will be joined by Kevin Windham, Michael Burns, and their Grant Langston. Cameron had some extremely fast practice times.
Actually, the 3rd fastest rider in final practice. The interesting thing here is, as you can see right there, the 8, the 22, 28, and I believe Windham are all lined up on the left side of the starting line. So they like that break on the right side. That, or they like the exit of that first corner, where they're on the inside.
Being able to set up for that next section. There is Kevin Windham, number 14, out of Centerville, Mississippi. A lot like Chad Reed, he's very calm in his approach. You don't see him get too fired up, but as the 30 board goes up, all riders making final preparations. Remember, this is a heat race. We've got 20 riders. They're going 8 laps. The top 4 automatically transfer to the main event as we take a look at the Anaheim option. Not enough room for everyone to go in there. Looks like Chad Reed has the best turn. He comes around. He is going to get the whole shot clear on that left side. He leads them in. So right behind him, we've got a host of riders all trying to move up.
And that's his fellow country countryman from Australia, Michael Byrne, tripling into that section. Chad wasn't able to do it. Coming out of the inside, Byrne did. And Michael Byrne on the 26 Kawasaki has been looking great. And
wow. Heath Voss also joining the fray. So it's number 22 out in front. Kevin Windham getting tangled up back there. A real pileup. And this is going to be difficult for him because remember, we're only going 8 laps. The top 4 move on. Chad Reed is all but checked out. Byrne trying to stay with him, as is Heath Voss. And that is something that not many have been able to do in their career.
Watch Chad Reed when he rides the motorcycle. He is constantly on the gas, on the downsides of all the jumps, like right there. And taking a look back,
on the right side,
Kevin Windham just not sure if he lost his line or just kind of nosed into that face.
Yeah, Ryder went down right in front of him. He had nowhere to go. It looked like he was already committed, Cameron. He just came up short. That front wheel just banged it. Unbelievable. Right now, let's check in with Jamie.
Guys, that was Sean Hamlin that went down. He's holding his right wrist right now, but Kevin Windham got tangled with his bike and flipped over the bars. Good thing he got up. Hamlin's getting checked out right now.
All right, thank you very much, Jamie. Back to racing action. Kevin Windham looks like no worse for the wear, and as soon as I say that, 3 more riders go down, and it looks like Wyndham's got a problem right now, grabbing his right wrist. Hopefully he's okay, but that was an unbelievable turn of events. Just when he gets the momentum running, and it looks like number 52 is that Greg Snell just caught him from the behind.
It's
152.
152, Andrew Labrador. And what happened there is Windham was committing to the inside of that line, and Labrador jumped into the back of Kevin's bike, choosing to do a little bit more of a jump there and caught him. And it's tough when you high side a motorcycle, which means you go over the side of it, away from your, with your momentum. And what happened there was Labrador hit him and knocked him over that high side, and Windham getting over to the motorcycle, but there you see Jeff Stanton, multi-time champion, part of the Honda crew there, hanging out with Windham. And Kevin looking disappointed. His mechanic Jonathan working on, looks like trying to get the brake lever up.
Wow. I mean, you talk about a turn of events. Chad Reed does the smart thing, gets out in front, checks out. Here he is, just running perfect as always. Chad Reed, you can set time by this guy. He is so smooth. Here it is one more time. Windham 14, 152 comes in right into the back of Windham. Look at, he goes in the front of that berm hard. And the other riders are just saying, what is going on? That was number 128 behind him. Jimmy Wilson also getting tangled up.
And Jimmy's put in some good rides, and he just like put his hands up. He's like, what's going on around here? And Chad Reed, I was talking about a little bit earlier. Watch him, you know, this track, because it's slippery, takes a lot of throttle control. And Chad rides really wide open when he lands and stuff, but he is such a technical rider. Look at him sliding around the corner, still holding on the throttle. The guy is just a master of attacking at all times.
Right there he goes around Sean Hamlin. I think Hamlin right now is just checking out the track, using this time to maybe see where the best line is. He's still in the race, but certainly not a contender. He will have to go to a semi. Chad Reed continues to move. It is Reed, Byrne, Voss, and Langston right now, your top 4 here in heat number 2.
Carnage. I can't believe Windham tangled up twice. That first replay, I was looking at the other bike down. I couldn't even see what was going on with Windham until he basically jumped over the handlebars.
And our apologies on the numbers, folks. They're so close together when they're on the ground. It's amazing how close these guys get at high speeds. We're going to step aside, clean things up just a little bit. When we come back to Anaheim, we'll have more 250 heat number 2 after this. Chad Reed continues to lead 250 heat number 2 from Anaheim, California. He got the whole shot, has not looked back. Michael Byrne sits in second, Heath Voss in third, and Grant Langston sits in fourth. If you're just joining us, Kevin Windham has gone down not once but twice. And we hope he's going to be okay, but he's definitely going on to a semi-race.
Well, you point something out there saying we hope he's going to be okay. We saw him getting up and riding his motorcycle away, but what kind of damage does he do? He's got to go to the semi. And shout out to Michael Byrne keeping up with Chad Reed. Byrne, I talked to his team manager, Bruce Strinsom, before the race, and he said that Burner is just starting to gel with the team. He's gelling with everything. It's his first year with them, and he's really proud of the way his rider's been working.
So Chad Reed continues to lead. Michael Byrne in second. Voss sits in third, and Grant Langston now trying to make a move on Heath Voss. Grant Langston out of South Africa, number 8 on board the KTM. He is your World Supercross GP leader right now, in desperate need of more points, Cameron, because there is a lot of prestige and a lot of money on that World Supercross GP title.
And Langston putting down the fastest lap so far of this heat race the last time around. So Langston on the gas. I was talking to him earlier during practice today. He was talking about the work they've been doing on the shock and how much he really likes working with the motorcycle. The testing has really been paying off. He says he likes the bike a lot. He's ready to come to the battle now.
Well, tonight the dirt has certainly been proving an equalizer here. A lot of the riders, as Cameron said, pointed out that it's very slippery as they're going at high speeds. A lot of these guys having to check things up. Grant Langston had the third fastest practice time, but right now he is finding his difficulty sitting in fourth place, unable to get around number 28. That is Heath Voss, but he is in a transfer position right now, and I think that starting position, Cameron, in the main is going to be critical as Langston has his problems through the whoop section.
You see him dropping just a little bit, getting the front wheel down, and Voss able to hold out in front of him. And you talked about those world standings that Grant is leading. Voss, a player in there as well. I believe he's sitting in fourth in the points, if I'm not mistaken. So a little bit of a back battle.
You are correct. Heath Voss sitting in fourth. Ernesto Fonseca is in fifth, but he is not going to be racing the rest of the season because of an ACL knee injury. We are looking at number 8 on the right part of your screen. That is Grant Langston on board the KTM. Number 28 on the Yamaha is Heath Voss. They are sitting third and fourth as the white flag comes out, but Chad Reed has walked away with this race, leading from start to finish. Number 22, the Australian, is out in front. Michael Byrne right behind him, though. So let's give some credit, as you said, to Michael Byrne, doing a great job.
And it looks like inside outs is what Grant's trying to do. He's trying to find ways around Heath Voss and see if he can keep on top of the whoops this time, and he does. Been trying some different lines, and Voss coming a little bit short on that triple.
But your leader on this last turn, number 22 from Australia, this is Chad Reed picking up a victory here in heat number 2, 250. Michael Byrne will get second, and there is your battle as they come through. Grant Langston unable to get the third, so he will settle for fourth at transfer position. 250 Heat 2 official results look like this. Chad Reed, your winner, followed by Michael Byrne, Heath Voss, and Grant Langston. Robbie Reynard just missing out on transfer position, as is Keith Johnson and Matt Carlson and the rest of the crew. Right now, let's send it down to Jamie.
Chad, you lined up on the left, but every other lap you were going to the right. What's the game plan for the final?
Just to see what's up and see where I feel comfortable. And in practice, I did a lot of laps on the left, and I just wanted to see how the race line was on the right. And it's a tough decision, you know. I really don't know what's the best line. I just felt comfortable going that side, so I just kept going there. And you know, I think the start was key. You know, I definitely got a lot of confidence last week getting the whole shot, and been working on that a lot because, you know, anything can happen. I saw Kevin on the ground, and I, you know, I'm thinking that he didn't get a great start and just kind of got tangled up. So I need to stay away from that stuff.
All right, thank you, Jamie. Congratulations to Chad Reed. As we take a look at our upcoming races, on February 7th, we're going up the coast to San Francisco, California, SBC Park. On the 14th, Houston, Texas, site of this year's Super Bowl at beautiful Reliance Stadium. And then on the 21st to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Right now, it's time for the Suzuki Question of the Week.
I want to know what Travis Pastrana's been up to lately.
That's a really good question. Basically, I've been driving rally cars and doing anything I can to stay off my knee and let myself heal up for the 2005 season. It's been a blast, so driving, you know, desert trucks and shifter carts, and just having a good time this year and come back strong 2005. Thanks for asking the Suzuki Question of the Week.
Well done, Travis Pastrana. We hope to see you back on a bike very soon. Right now, let's take a look at our Thor Semi and LCQ final results. You know what that means, folks? That means we are all set to go for the main event in the 250 class here from Anaheim, California. And once again, it should be a good one. Reed's there, Windham's there, Vuillemin as well. Pick your favorite rider, sit back, and cheer for him when we come back. The 250 main event from Anaheim, California. Anaheim's Edison International Field. This is the THQ AMA Supercross Series and the THQ World Supercross GP. Todd Harris along with Cameron Steele and Jamie Little. We are just about set for the 250 main event. Right now, though, it is time for our Nissan rider profile and Nick Way.
All right, well, it's a Suzuki Mountain guy hanging out with us, Nick Way. And the first thing I want to ask Nick is, why do they spell your name on the back of your pants NYK? Because that's not right. Doesn't the AMA check that or something?
Maybe it wouldn't pass tech, but back in DeWitt in school, they had a lot of Nicks in my grade. And I was always Nick W, so I decided I wasn't really feeling it. So I decided that I needed to change my name, spell it different, because I felt that I was the Nick.
He is the Nick, and he is the factory Suzuki rider. Don't kid, boys and girls, because he's here with a vengeance. See, this is bad Billy Phelps. He's a bad dirt biker in his own right. Well, okay. But anyway, Billy, you got this guy and Hamlin on the same team. Who's cuter and who uses the mirror more in the semi?
I'd have to go with Nick on the gel. And the hairspray, I'm going to go with Hamlin and his long hair. He's definitely got the bouffant going this year.
Sweet, now we're getting some real dirt out of these guys. This is what we're liking. All right, so now you're in the factory semi, you're hanging out, you're in the factory practice, you've been before, you're banging bars. Are we winning championship? What are we doing? Are we done messing around? Is Michigan in the house?
You know, I'm looking to come out here and you know, be a front runner tonight. And, you know, I don't want to lose it in the first race. I know that you can lose it in one race, but you can't win it in one. So I just want to, you know, do the best I can tonight.
All right, Nick, we're going to let you get back track walk. Say peace out or something. Give us something fun. That's it. Okay. They're serious racer guys, so we got to go.
This is the 250 main event from Anaheim, California. As we take a look at the Suzuki starting grid, Reed, Luss, Byrne, Vuillemin, Voss, Wade, Langston, they're all there. I'll tell you what, Cameron, make your choices, especially on the Anaheim option, and make them wisely.
Well, the guys have been going, the big dog, Chad Reed, on the inside right now, on the left side. That means he has inside when they get to the first corner of the board sideways.
This is it, the 250 main event from Anaheim, California, our third and final stop here. Reed gets a terrific start on the left-hand side. The other side, there's a major pileup, but Kevin Windham's in the front. So it'll be Reed and Windham together again. And it looks like this time Windham will go through, but Reed comes right back, forcing him to only single through there, unable to double.
And then Reed does get that triple midway through, and wow, Windham jumping right up towards his back and opting for different lines here. We'll see if one or the other pay off. Looks like Reed with the smooth line into the triple. Let's watch them carry their speed through the whoops. Just about even there, Todd.
Chad Reed, your leader. Kevin Windham in second place. In third place is Damon Huffman. He had to go through an LCQ to get there, but here he is right now in a podium position with a long way to go. 20 riders going 20 laps. The green flag is out, and the battle is on.
Well, although I was at X Games last week, I heard so much about these two guys riding together in the front of the pack. Good racing, some passing, and actually Jonathan, Kevin Windham's mechanic, says he prefers that if Kevin's in the back for a while first.
Kevin Windham, one of the smarter riders out there. Both men able to triple through here. Chad Reed airing it out. Kevin Windham right behind him. This is deja vu all over again from San Diego. Can they keep it up for 14, 15, maybe 20 laps? I know the fans here in Anaheim, California sold out evening to Edison. Would love to see that. Chad Reed, though, silky smooth, and Kevin Windham,
look at the ride.
He's got the speed on the inside. And that dirt came into play once again, Cameron. Kevin Windham knew that it was just too slippery. He had to back it off.
No reason to push right away is what his mechanic would say. He says, if you get in front, you got to think about what the guy behind you is doing. Right now, Chad Reed has to think about what is Kevin Windham doing? Where is he? What lines is he taking? And at the same time, Kevin's getting to see everything that Chad is using on the course.
They go to the split one more time, and it looks like Chad enjoys that left-hand side. Kevin likes the right. This could play a factor later on in the race. They come out almost equally the way they went back in. And this is interesting for Kevin Windham as Chad Reed continues to lead this race 3 laps into it. Chad did get the Butterfinger hole shot, but Kevin Windham, as you pointed out, is able to look at what Chad Reed's got up his sleeve.
Well, taking a look, getting a good jump off the gate. Chad Reed really smoothing that first corner, waiting the inside, being able to grab the brake. A couple riders out behind him, blowing out a little bit. But on the other side, there's a little bit of carnage. Kevin getting a good break. And wow, that was close for that hole shot.
Back to racing action. Number 22, Chad Reed continues to lead out of Australia on board the Yamaha right now. This is a battle of diversity right now. A complete dichotomy wrapped in a mystery. It's a 2-stroke. It's a 4-stroke. It's an Australian. It's an American. And this is a great battle. If you're here live, you're loving it. If you're watching it on ESPN, just as good.
And they both have to go outside here to get this triple-triple. I'm wondering if maybe one of them might start going more mid in that turn and try to get that triple to get a little bit of an advantage. The last time around, Chad Reed under 57 seconds, a 56.8, and Windham a 57 even just about as they hit this triple.
On any other rider, Kevin Windham's pressure would probably be enough to make them crack 2 or 3 laps into it. But we're talking about the man, Chad Reed, number 22. He looks, he rides, he plays like Jeremy McGrath. But right now, it is Kevin Windham out of Centerville, Mississippi, on board that big thumper 4-stroke Honda, putting all the pressure on the world on the Australian. We're going to step aside, take a quick break. When we come back, more of the 250 main. There's your running order from Anaheim.
Rated E for everyone. At Rainbow Studios, we wanted even the most dangerous stuff to look realistic. So we brought in our intern, Toby.
Are you ready?
Welcome back to Anaheim, California. The battle continues. Reed and Windham going mano-a-mano. Moments ago, Kevin Windham did make a pass momentarily, unable to make it stick, and here he comes again.
An uncharacteristic bobble for Reed at the end of the whoops. He had to check himself, comes right back in the next corner. Lots of tight corners on this course. Everybody's been talking about how it's one line, but with all the tight corners, there's going to be options. People will go inside and out. And Chad uses that to get back ahead after that small bobble, and they split it up on the option.
I think Chad likes that left-hand side a lot better. Last time he went to the right-hand side, I think that's part of this chess match, showing Kevin Windham something else. He knows Windham has got the ability, but 2 laps ago, this is the way it happened. Kevin Windham goes to the left, and Chad Reed went to the right.
And the way they came together, Windham just had the line. Chad's all, I know he's there. He took a look over. Watch Chad retaliate. He goes to the triples.
And Chad Reed makes a mistake again. He was unable to triple out into the whoop section. Windham was. Now Chad Reed is on the attack, and this is the biggest lead that Kevin Windham's had all night.
And Reed with a couple of little mistakes. Windham to the front. This is not like Chad, but we talked about how the mechanic, Jonathan, Kevin Windham's mechanic, had said it's a mental game. Get behind him. And maybe that worked on Chad just a little bit. Now the tables are turned. If Chad can pull up on him, now Kevin's got to think about what's happening behind him. And Chad getting right up behind him in those 2 turns.
A great opportunity to find out, and Kevin Windham has a bobble. Did he miss a gear or something right there?
Certainly, it looked like he missed the gear, went into neutral. Shifted in between first and second is neutral, and when you get a positive shift, you never really hit that neutral gear, but once in a while, your boot might hit it, or you might not engage your shift just enough, and off you go to neutral, and speculation.
It's a win-win situation for everyone here. A great race, one of the best we've seen all year. Kevin Windham now trying to regain the lead, goes to the inside line. Chad Reed sets him up perfectly for that left-hand turn.
They see Chad loading the rear end of the bike, kind of having the rear end come up just a little bit on that little step up.
With all due respect to the rest of the talented field, this is one of the best battles we've seen thus far. Kevin Windham gets a great drive here on the Anaheim split. They come together one more time, and it's Windham who's got the inside line. And he this time makes sure he gets a positive shift, but Reed's able to triple through it.
Wow, that's the first time I think we've seen that line, the double then triple there. Why, yes! Getting close here.
The knobbies are rubbing here in Anaheim. Mike LaRocco is starting to make a chase. Here it comes to the whoop section. Look at the drive.
Carrying the speed is so key in the whoops, and Kevin Windham has been so good with the whoops all night long. And now Reed changing his line. He had been going to the whoops in that section and going outside. That time following Windham on the inside and catching that little rut. Here they come over the finish line jump. I think everybody here in the stadium is standing up, Todd, including us.
No question about it, folks. The best part is we're only halfway through this 20-lap affair. Your leader, Kevin Windham, number 14, battling number 22, Chad Reed. Chad does not go to that split quite as cleanly. And here's the section that has bothered Windham the last few laps. Here comes Chad Reed again, putting on the drive.
And they both get through that section cleanly, and now you see Chad doubling over, taking the exact same line, but huge story right now is these guys are going at it big time, but the Rock, Mike LaRocco, sneaking right up into the picture, and he is on the gas, and we said if he gets a good starter, he's in the fray. He is so strong at the end of the race, he can become a factor very quickly here.
But it is Kevin Windham out in front. Chad Reed is second. The Rock, Mike LaRocco coming in. Huffman still in the fray. Here comes the Cobra. David Vuillemin in the top 5. Folks, don't touch that dial. And I mean it this time. Back to Anaheim in a moment.
Tune in to What's Next.
Welcome back to Anaheim, California. What a race we have. Your leader is Kevin Windham, but moments ago they touched wheels right before the finish line, and Chad Reed went down. The good news is he has only moved back one position, but right now it is the Hondas 1 and 2. Here it is again, Cameron.
He tries to set him up to go inside. Wyndham's going to be outside. Here comes Reed. Kevin is committed. Reed gets on the binders, trying not to make full contact. He does hit, slides out, and he falls downside into the berm. Mike LaRocco also going to get by, so Chad Reed now sitting in third place.
And the best bit of news for Kevin Windham is Mike LaRocco, who is a tough guy to pass on board the Honda, sits in second, so Reed is going to have to battle with the Rock before he can get even close to Kevin Windham, and Windham is starting to pull away.
And
there's the section where he went down, and I tell you what, everyone's going to say it's Kevin Windham involved now, but that was clean racing right there.
LaRocco sliding out just a little bit, and one thing you got to remember is LaRocco was catching these guys, wasn't putting a ton of time on them. Chad actually sliding a little bit there. You got to be careful now. We talked about this track being slippery all night long. It benefits a guy who is smooth with his delivery at all times. Now, if you start trying to charge really hard, get on the gas a little earlier, you know, really push into the corners, you may have a problem sliding out. That's something Chad's going to have to watch out for if he starts attacking harder than he was.
Kevin Windham continues to lead. Number 5, Mike LaRocco on board the Honda, goes through second place. Chad Reed, number 22, on the Yamaha. He led for a while. He was in second for a while, having a great battle with Kevin Windham. And Chad Reed is going through very fast. His last lap time of 56.8, where LaRocco and Windham were both 57 shallow. So Kevin Windham definitely not out of the woods yet. Mike LaRocco's got his hands full. Chad Reed, the Aussie assassin right now, trying to pick off 2 Hondas for the price of 1.
Inside of 5 laps, and well, he's pulling right up on LaRocco, but this guy, oh, and a little mistake for Chad. He pushes up behind Mike, and he just loses the back end, comes around a little bit on him. Both riders tripling through here. Chad has used some different lines in here all night. See, they both roll and double, where at times they've been doubling and singling, going to the outside here.
Can you sense a difference style of Chad Reed's riding than you saw in the first 10 laps? Because it looks now like he's pressing the issue a little harder.
That's what we're talking about. If he pushes too hard, it could cause a fall, and I'm sure he's aware of that. And LaRocco, they got closer together. LaRocco pulled away again. Mike LaRocco, you know, at this point, he's got to get on his pony if he's going to get up to Kevin Windham, because Kevin's slipping ahead just a little bit, and they have some lap traffic to deal with as well.
This is the battle for second place. Mike LaRocco, number 5. Chad Reed, the current points leader right now, is sitting in 3rd place after that slight touch with Kevin Windham as he went into the corner. And, you know, I don't know if Chad was just pushing the issue or if he felt like he really had the line right there, or was it a case of he thought the wheels would hold up in that line?
Well, it actually looked like he just tried to slow down without trying to, without hitting and contacting and really knocking into each other. Looked like he might have just trying to be a little safer grabbing the brakes. And Damon Huffman right now, you're taking a look at him. He's in 4th place, Todd. He's in position to take over these World Championship points.
All kinds of scenarios playing out tonight in Anaheim, California. Damon Huffman currently sitting in 4th, as Cameron pointed out. David Vuillemin closing in on him. But Huffman in a prime pouncing position. We talked about this before the telecast. Huffman's a guy who knows how to win, and he could walk away with this thing.
No stranger to championships. He has a couple of them. He won some Supercrosses in the offseason. And, you know, he said when I was talking to him, he's not too worried about it. He's going to just let it come to him, and right now it is. And one guy that things are working out for tonight quite well, Kevin Windham, looking very smooth on this slippery track here tonight. Good throttle control, keeping the bike underneath him.
Kevin Windham, he is a definite player in the game tonight. A lot of people questioning whether he had the heart to hold off Chad Reed or run with Chad Reed. Well, that question's been answered. And I think what the most impressive part was he stayed with Chad for the first 11 laps, actually trading spots with him. Showed a lot of mental toughness when a lot of people cannot stay with Chad because he just forces you to crack. Right now, Mike LaRocco's in that position, but the Rock is holding firm. Your leader as we go with 3 laps to go, Kevin Windham, Mike LaRocco in 2nd, Chad Reed sitting in 3rd.
Well, this, of course, brings into question, you know, with someone in between Chad and Kevin and the 10 points he lost with that altercation with David Vuillemin. And here we go, Chad Reed underneath. Mike LaRocco, he's not able to triple that section, but he is going to make the pass stick. And, well, next in his sights will be Windham, but can he make up that amount of time? He is definitely a little bit back there. It's like a few seconds. Trying to time it out, maybe 5 seconds right now, Todd?
5.5 seconds, almost exactly, Cameron. Good call on your part. Chad Reed having to slide it inside. Again, that's that slippery corner. Mike LaRocco trying to stay with him. But the battle right now is between Chad Reed and Kevin Windham. Windham going through 1 lap rider, now moving up on another one as the rider looks ahead of him. Right now, let's check in with Jamie Little.
Jonathan, it says 2 more. He's coming. That means Chad Reed, number 22, is on the tail of Kevin Windham.
All right, thank you, Jamie. A lot of tense moments down there for both the Honda and the Yamaha factory teams. For this, it's about pride. Chad Reed trying to make the complete sweep, something that no one has done before, sweep all 3 Anaheims, and Reed is trying to race into history books. Unfortunately, he's got a 4-stroke thumper in the likes of Kevin Windham, number 14, out in front. If you're just joining us, they have battled through 11 laps, and then on lap 13, it was Chad Reed touching the tire of Windham, taking an inside line. He went down, fell back to 3rd. Mike LaRocco held 2nd for a while, and Kevin Windham has stretched out his lead to about 50 yards or just under 5 seconds, and we are getting ready to come down to the final lap.
Well, Chad Reed is no dummy, too. He knows the championship is the most important thing. He's obviously won races, and he can do it and continue to do it. But at the end of the day, there we go. Jonathan out there. Look at him. He's falling down. He's probably sweating it just a little bit right now. Guy works really hard. Awesome, awesome mechanic. They have a good relationship. Kevin's wife and baby are here on hand as well, so...
And Chad, unfortunately, has 2 lap riders now. Ryan Clark, one of them. Looks like Sean Hamlin also out there. But it is Kevin Windham who is starting to stretch his lead out. You can't say enough about it. He is saluting the fans, and I think the fans have loved every moment of this race. They certainly got their money's worth. Do not rest, though, Kevin, because Chad Reed is not backing off. Reed looks over at Clark saying, "What are you doing? I'm racing for a championship." He's going to run out of California real estate. It is Kevin Windham, number 14, picking up the victory in Anaheim, California, your winner. Chad Reed will come through for 2nd, and everyone dressed in red is happy. We'll talk to the winner after this. California at the conclusion of the 250 main event, and what a race it was. Right now, let's send it down to Jamie Little, who's with Chad Reed.
Chad, hard-earned ride tonight. Tell me about what happened when you tipped over.
I just went into the corner and, you know, just kind of went to try and make a move and on the inside. And Kevin just kind of turned the corner a little earlier than I expected and just had to jump on the brakes and just washed the front end out. And, you know, just kind of bummed out on myself because I, just, you know, went down and it's tough to make up time on this track. So, you know, had another great battle with Kevin and that's awesome. The crowd loves that, and, you know, I enjoy that, too. The race goes a lot faster. And just want to thank my sponsors, Yamaha, Thor, Putz, and Leonard, for staying behind me and, you know, keeping me up in the points hunt.
Well, Chad will certainly be in the points hunt. In fact, Chad is still on top of the points. He has done a great job. As we take a look at our Honda official results, it's Kevin Windham, Chad Reed, Mike LaRocco, Damon Huffman, and David Vuillemin. Congratulations to all of our riders. They did a fantastic job. Right now, let's send it back down to the track, and Jamie Little, who's with our winner.
That's right, you guys. 5 races. This is his second win. It's always so exciting to see you up here. The fans were on their feet the entire race. You and Chad Reed just keeping it so exciting. Tell me about your take tonight.
Well, it was definitely an exciting night, you know, and it seems like it's going to be that way for the rest of the season. It was really unfortunate that he went down, but, you know, we were just so tight in the air, the triples in the corners and, you know, going back and forth. And, you know, I was smiling underneath my helmet. I was really disappointed to see him go down. That's the way it goes, and we'll have a lot more times to battle here in the season. It looks like this is going to be an every weekend deal.
You know, it's pretty interesting. All the other riders have drips of sweat coming down. Look at this guy, dry as can be. Todd, Cam?
All right, thank you, Jamie, and well done, Kevin Windham. A great job as we take a look at the point standings. It all culminates in Las Vegas, the official destination of Supercross. And right now, it is getting tight. Chad Reed, still your leader. That could change just a little bit. Kevin Windham making his move as we also take a look at the THQ World Supercross GP standings. And again, Damon Huffman, Tyler Evans, Grant Langston, all in a great battle. As we take a look, our next shows on the 8th of February, 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. from San Francisco, California. And as always, check your local listings. So on behalf of Jamie Little and Cameron Steele, I'm Todd Harris saying good night from Anaheim, California. What a great way to end our 3-stop visit here in Anaheim. Your winner, Kevin Windham. The Anaheim option certainly comes into play. Chad Reed putting on a great show as always. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Good night from Anaheim.